Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. I don't know, it's a boy SAE, bless upon yourself, and thank you all for tuning in to this one. Some wonderful people, we're here to zoom in on the West Indies Test captaincy once again. Where we're gonna say, is if Daren Sammy wants to, if Daren Sammy wants a regional captain to lead West Indies in Test, who stands out? Remember, guys, the just concluded West Indies Regional 4-day championship has just ended, right? And based on all the performances, people, who were the best standout that you think that around some might say, all right, you know what, I'll just take a gamble and pick one of these 4-day captain. I'm gonna give you the information, guys. You understand, on all of the performances that all these six or seven players, guys, and then you guys can take a pick on who would you choose if Darren Sammy was picking a captain based on regional performance only. All right. So, when asked about the team's management's plan to replace Brathwaite as at the press conference on March 31st, newly all format coach Darren Sammy said, throughout the region, we now have 7 to 8 first-class teams playing, including the West Indies Academy. We have been grooming leaders in that regard as well. What we do have is an opportunity to start fresh with the blow of missing Craig as captain. I always look at the bright side, right? One of the 8 captains on the West Indies domestic circuit is Brathwaite himself, who leads Barbados. Sammy words indicate that one of the other 7 could potentially set up a test skipper. All right. So which of these players, guys, has advanced their case most in the season just gone? All right. All right. Let's start first. Joshua Da Silva from the Trinidad and Tobago, right? He has 583 runs at a strike rate at 64.8. It's the highest of 152. He has 33 test caps, right? The natural successor to Brathwaite would be wicketkeeper Da Silva. West Indies currently red ball vice captain in charge of Trinidad and Tobago for this domestic season. The 26-year-old enjoyed a productive campaign. His 583 runs were the second highest in the league, right? And he reeled off 3 consecutive centuries in his second and third matches of the season. Here is the catch, though. All right, Da Silva has really been poor with the bat in first-class cricket. Before this season, he averaged 33.7 for T&T, right? Not shabby at all for a wicketkeeper. This season were certainly a step up, but until now, his performances haven't quite translated to test level, where he averages a shade under 25 after 33 matches. He was even dropped from the side earlier this year in favor of debutant Tevin Imlach. His excellent season, notwithstanding, West Indies could be forgiven for having their reservation over Da Silva. All right, the second player now, guys, John Campbell. Yes, man. 517 runs, guys, at a strike rate of 47 as an opening batsman, highest of 123. 126, guys. He has 20 test caps. An opening batter, Campbell has already played 20 test people, but the last of those was in 2022. It seems unlikely that a 31-year-old would be plucked out of the domestic scene and thrust back into a fold as test keeper, but stranger things have happened. His own form with the bat was more than solid. In the most recent campaign with 3 centuries, guys, and a further 250s to his name in a 500 plus run season. Campbell is similar to Da Silva, though a first class average of almost 32, not high to begin with, has translated to barely 26 at test level, right? Right, my people? So, the same question around Da Silva plague Campbell as well, with the added downside of him not even being in and around the side for an extended period. The third player now, guys, I have here is Alec Athanaze. All right, from the Windward Islands, right? All right, he has 231 runs, guys. His average is 28.9, highest of 78. He has 13 caps. Athanaze led a relatively weak Windward Islands team that ended up in last place this season. It might be harsh to judge his captaincy credentials and that alone, but he did not have a great personal season either. He found consistency hard to come by with just 150 in 8 innings, averaging under 30 as well. He is another who has already gotten a chance in international cricket, but an average of 25 in whites and 23.5 in ODIs would have needed a stunning domestic season to convince the decision makers that he is the right choice. That hasn't come either in the form of personal or test success. The fourth player now, guys, Rahkeem Cornwall from the Leeward Islands. 28 wickets, guys. Averages 24.3, best of 4 for 41. Right? He has 138 runs, guys. Averages 17.3, highest 49. Test cap, he has played 10 test matches, right? Cornwall's 28 wickets were the giant fifth highest in the league this season, and he did chip in with the bat on occasion. At 32 years old, though, and with the likes of Gudakish Moti and Jamel Warrican ahead of him in the West Indies pecking order, it remains difficult to see him force his way into the side, let alone as captain. He has done as well as he could, but whether or not he adds to his 10 test cap could be down to circumstances outside his control. The fifth player now, Tevin Imlach from the Guyana. He had 538 runs, guys. Averages 67.3 with the bat, highest of 126. Not out, he has played 2 tests, right? 2 caps. All right. Imlach played 2 tests in Multan earlier this year, guys, and the scores of 6, 14, 0, and 35 do not make for a pretty reading. Although the wickets were far from helpful for batting, my people, he has enjoyed a stellar domestic campaign on both the personal and team fronts, though averaging nearly 70 with the bat and captaining Guyana to the title, although a couple of fines for ball tampering for his teammates took some of the shine off that. At 28 years old, guys, Imlach is actually 2 years senior to the more experienced Da Silva, right? But could be a tempting choice as skipper given Daren Sammy's emphasis and the opportunity for a fresh start, right? With the red ball team, between him taking over as head coach and a new World Test Championship cycle on the horizon. Between Da Silva, who has the chance but not completely taken them at test level, and Imlach, who is just starting out, it might not be the worst decision to back the latter, or to back Imlach. Put it away there, guys, to back Imlach. All right, the other player, this was 6, Teddy Bishop, the West Indies Academy player, guys. You know, the 22-year-old Bishop was one of the 2 skippers and capped in Test cricket and the domestic circuit this season, leading the West Indies Academy team as they finished above combined campuses and colleges and Windward Islands. He did play one match under the captaincy of Rahkeem Cornwall, though. Bishop, played one ODI last year against Australia, scoring a 6-ball duck as West Indies were bowled out for 86. A first-class average of 27.3 isn't much to write home about, but his campaign was a mark set up. If, as Sammy says, Cricket West Indies are seriously looking at grooming leaders for the future, Bishop could be an option in a few years' time, especially in a red ball environment starved of talent and the younger side. So right off Bishop, per now, Bishop does not appear to be a real contender. Kyle Corbin, the combined campuses captain, guys. He scored 282 runs, guys. Averages 40.3, highest 102. You know, the second uncapped captain on the West Indies domestic circuit. Corbin is 34 years old, people, and has had a domestic season significantly better than his first class average. Uh, a spot First class average of 26 guys point 2 across a 16-year career indicates still it remains difficult to see him even push for a spot in the squad, let alone become a realistic captain option. So the other contenders, guys, people are calling for are, if West Indies were to see none of these options as suitable, other senior members of the test squad could be considered, but were few of them were in action this season. Shea played just once for Barbados, scoring 20 and 16. Jaden Seals took 38 wickets at a shade of under 21 in the last West Indies Test Championship cycle, but his 4 matches in the regional 4-day season yield just 9 wickets at 35.6. His county championship for the Sussex could help his case, though he has already picked up 10 wickets in 3 matches. Kevin Hodge had a middling campaign for Windward Islands with 314 runs in 10 innings. 225 of those came in 2 innings, and he was dismissed six times for a single digit. So, you understand, guys? What's your take on it, guys? Who you think has the best chance of being a captain? Leave your thoughts down below. Best up.